I almost died because my own father decided my life was worth less than his pride. 2 days before surgeons were going to cut open my side and give me a new kidney, he reached through a phone line and killed my insurance like flipping a switch to prove a point. I stood in my apartment, bags already packed for the hospital, staring at the coordinator's number on my screen, heart hammering so hard I could taste metal. And in that moment I understood something cold and final. The man who raised me was willing to watch me fade out over an argument about money. If you've ever felt love turn into a weapon, stay with me. This is how it happened. My name is Caleb Voss. I'm 34 now. Back then I lived alone in a one-bedroom on the east side of Charlotte. Nothing fancy, just quiet walls and a view of power lines that glowed orange at dusk. I worked tech support for a regional chain helping people recover deleted wedding photos, troubleshooting routers at 2 a.m., that kind of thing. Customers liked me because I never rushed them. I understood what it felt like to be afraid your world was breaking and no one would explain why. My body had been quietly betraying me for years. Swollen ankles after 12-hour shifts. A metallic taste that never left my mouth. Nights where sleep felt like drowning. I told myself it was stress, bad diet, not enough gym time. Denial is a hell of a drug. Then one Tuesday I collapsed in the shower. Hot water pounding my back, tiles cold against my cheek when I came to. The ER doctor looked at my labs and said the word failure like it was weather. Chronic. Progressive. Dialysis in your future unless a miracle showed up on the list.
I didn't tell my family right away. I knew the script. My father, Victor Voss, would turn it into proof I'd failed at self-care. My mother, Elena, would cry softly and offer to pray. My younger brother, Miles, the one with the easy smile and zero consequences, would crack a joke about selling a kidney on the black market, then ask if I could spot him rent. So I kept it locked inside while I waited. 8 months of blood thinners, protein limits, watching the calendar like it owed me something. Every beep of the dialysis machine felt like a countdown. Victor always kept one thumb on my pulse. When I got sick he insisted I stay on his employee plan. Family takes care of family. I paid him back every cent of the extra premium. Wired it monthly. Saved receipts in a folder labeled simply survival. He'd joke about it at holidays. Caleb's my dependent again, feels like old times. Everyone laughed. I smiled because the alternative was louder silence. But sometimes I caught him watching me across the table, eyes narrow, like he was waiting for me to slip so he could remind me who still held the strings. The call came on a Thursday. Mr. Voss, we have a match. Surgery scheduled for Monday. I remember the exact smell of coffee burning on the hot plate while the coordinator explained risks, recovery, anti-rejection meds. I hung up shaking, not from fear, from something brighter. Hope has weight. 2 nights later Victor called. Miles had signed a lease on a loft he couldn't afford. Roommate bailed. Eviction notice already taped to the door. He needs a cosigner, Caleb. Your credit's clean. Do it for your brother. I closed my eyes. Felt the fistula scar on my arm throb. I can't, I said. I'm having major surgery in 48 hours. 1 missed payment and they come after me. I can't risk it. Silence stretched like surgical thread. Then Victor's voice dropped low. You always did think you were better than us. He hung up. I told myself it was just anger. He'd cool off. Mom would call tomorrow with her soft, let's not fight, voice. Instead the hospital rang at 3:17 p.m. the next day. Caleb, we've hit a snag. Your coverage was terminated yesterday afternoon. We have to postpone. The room made a slow, sickening tilt. Who canceled it? The policyholder. Your father listed as primary. 8 months. A kidney waiting in ice. My chance at not being a machine patient forever. Gone because I said no one time. I didn't scream. I sat on the floor with my back against the fridge and counted breaths until the nausea passed. Then I opened my laptop. Logged into the insurance portal. Cancellation timestamp, 4:42 p.m. the day before. IP address traced to the house I grew up in. Login, my username. Password reset completed 3 hours earlier from a number I hadn't used since I was 25. His number. I had let him add it years ago, in case of emergency. I was too sick, too scared to read the fine print. He never removed it. He waited. My Aunt Maramam's sister, the one who runs a small tax firm downtown, was the only person I trusted with the whole ugly picture. She'd warned me 2 years earlier, document everything, Caleb. Love doesn't pay hospital bills. She'd made me hire an attorney back then. Marisol Reyes. Mid-40s, voice like steel wrapped in velvet. Specialty, untangling family financial traps. I called her shaking. Victor killed my insurance. Transplant's off. A beat. Then, email me every screenshot you have. Don't speak to him. We file for emergency reinstatement tonight. While Marisol worked the phones, Mara drove over with takeout I couldn't eat. She sat beside me on the couch, scrolling through my call log, voice quiet. He's been building this moment for years. I stared at the wall. He wanted me to feel what it's like to lose everything. She touched my wrist. He forgot you learned how to survive him. That night was the longest of my life. Every hour I pictured the kidney being rerouted to someone else. Someone whose father hadn't turned love into leverage. Marisol fought like hell. Emergency motion, fraud allegation, hospital legal team looped in. They don't play when organ allocation is threatened. By 11 p.m. the insurer issued a provisional hold. Coverage reactivated pending investigation. It wasn't permanent. But it was enough. Surgery happened Monday morning. I woke up in recovery with a new scar and someone else's life beating inside me. The first thing I thought wasn't gratitude. It was rage so clean it felt holy. He almost erased me. Over a cosign. Over control. A month later, Victor's birthday. Big Italian place downtown. White tablecloths. Candlelight. Family smiling like nothing happened. I almost didn't go. Mara said, show up. Or he owns the story forever. I walked in wearing the same button-down I'd worn to dialysis. Victor stood. Arms wide. My boy. Look who made it through. Claps. Cheers. Pitying smiles. Miles raised a glass. To Caleb. Tough as nails. Eyes anywhere but mine. Elena squeezed my hand too hard. Whispered, please. Not tonight. Victor tapped his glass. Speech about loyalty. Sacrifice. How real men carry their family no matter what. Then the line, some kids need to learn you don't walk away when things get hard. I made sure my son understood consequences. He looked right at me. Smug. Victorious. I waited until the applause died. Then I spoke. Quiet. Clear. Tell everyone how you supported me through the transplant, Dad. He beamed. I handled the hard stuff. Insurance. Paperwork. Kept things moving. I nodded once. Then tell them why the hospital almost threw away my donor kidney 2 days before they cut me open. I slid my phone across the linen. Email glowing. Cancellation notice. Audit trail. IP, his router. Timestamp, while I was on a call helping a woman in Greensboro recover her toddler's first ultrasound. I placed the attorney's packet beside it. Formal demand letter. Notice of intent to pursue civil and criminal claims. Identity misuse. Insurance interference. Attempted endangerment. The table froze. Elena's fork clattered. Miles stared at his plate like it might save him. Victor's face drained gray. This is private. Mara cut in, calm as tax season. No, Victor. It's public record once the complaint is filed. He slammed the table. You ungrateful. I leaned forward. Voice steady. You logged into my account. Reset my password. Cancelled the one thing keeping me alive. Because I wouldn't cosign for Miles. That wasn't parenting. That was attempted murder dressed up as discipline. A cousin gasped. An uncle muttered, Jesus. Elena started crying silently. Victor pointed at me. You're ruining this family. I stood. No. You did that the second you thought my life was yours to pause. I walked out. Didn't look back. The legal stuff is still grinding forward: settlement talks, restraining order, maybe charges. I don't know if it'll end in court or quiet money. I don't care anymore. What I know is this: I survived him. Twice. I still wake up sometimes feeling the weight of that almost loss. The kidney works. I work. Life is quieter now. But the question stays. If the person who was supposed to protect you instead tried to erase you, would you ever let them near you again? Would you forgive because blood is thicker? Or would you choose yourself finally, completely? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. And if this hit you in the chest, hit like. Subscribe if you want more stories where people finally stop swallowing the poison. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves out there. Some families don't deserve the space they take.